Yo, yo, what's the word, y'all? How y'all doing?
Hey, good. Yeah, I'm sorry you couldn't be here with us live in studio, but it's good to talk to you via phone. Where are you in Boston right now?
Yeah, I'm in Boston right now, man. We have a whole show tonight. The Lord You and Friends Part 2, Jim Jones' artist out in Brockton. So whoever's in Boston, make sure y'all pull up. It's going to be a vibe.
Excellent. Now, tell us about yourself because you obviously, you're a musician, but do you host a radio show and podcast?
Yeah, so basically, for everybody that don't know who I am, I'm your favorite host, G Honcho, representing Talk of the Town. I am the CEO of the Talk of the Town 617 podcast. I used to do music, but I stopped doing music. I'm more so in, throwing showcases and, vendor pop-ups for local businesses, and that's basically me now. I just basically throw showcases, let artists come on the stage, do what they do, showcase their craft, and have fun doing it.
Now, I'm curious, what is it that caused you to make that switch? Because, like you said, you used to do music, but now you're instead of creating your own music, you're more interested. It sounds like you're just more interested in helping other artists. Was there something specific that precipitated you kind of shifting your focus over to helping others?
I just felt like there was so many artists out here and not enough help. There's a lot of artists out here, but there's not enough people that's out here throwing showcases for these artists to come out and perform and, do what they love to do. So I just felt like I wanted to make that switch. Instead of being the artist, I'll be the person that, provide the opportunity.
Sure. Excellent. And how long has Talk of the Town existed? How long have you been doing that show?
3 years now. 3 years. We just celebrated our 3-year anniversary with my guy Charlie Clips from Wildin' Out. So yeah, it's been 3 years now.
Congratulations. Yeah. And now where can people hear that?
You can find us on Instagram at Talk the Town 617 or on YouTube. We just dropped our newest episode with Charlie Clips at Talk the Town 617 on YouTube as well.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, Charlie Clips, his name came up on the show recently. I think it was when, Jenny, who did we have on the show who was talking about Charlie Clips? Do you remember?
No.
Was it? Oh, it might have been Mr. Goodbars. Because we were talking about battle rap.
Oh, that's who it was.
Yeah. He was mentioning Charlie Clips. Yeah. So what do you do on Talk of the Town? Is it an interview or do they perform or how does that work?
So on the podcast, I basically interview everybody, artists, celebrities, chefs, hairstylists, whatever you do, basically. I done probably covered it and interviewed. I also do food reviews, restaurant reviews. I do a little, trippy episodes. I done did a shroom episode before, so it's basically an all content type thing. Like we just shot the Pop Your Balloon, a Find Love episode, so that's dropping real soon. So it's basically everything that you could think of, but mainly podcasting.
Yeah,
there's different channels, but mainly podcasting.
Okay, and how often does it come out? Is it weekly, or you've got a lot going on with it?
Week.
So every week, yeah, excellent.
Every week.
Do you have is there a particular episode of the show that's really kind of blown up where you just got a lot of traffic? Have you had anything that went viral? Any particular interviews that people seem really interested in?
Yeah, we had a few. We had the episode with Charlie Clips, of course. We had the episode with Bobby Schmurder. We had one episode, the Shroom episode that went viral.
I am
we had
curious.
One episode when the guy, we had one episode when the guy came on and just ate strictly marijuana, like he just ate weed, like it was crazy.
Oh my God!
it gets crazy, like it gets real crazy. But my favorite episode, I tell everybody this, had to be the part 1 with Miss Yana Bean from BET. She was the first one to show me nothing but the utmost love, and she came on for part 2, and then we've just been locked in ever since. So that's probably my favorite episode.
Okay. And where do you do it? Where do you record these in a podcast studio or are you out and about remotely, or how does that work?
So I have my business partner. Huge shout out to my guy. And anybody that needs a studio, when y'all come to Mass, make sure you tap in with Undeniable Sound. He literally does everything. Okay. From recording to to editing to videos to all of that. He shot all of my episodes for my podcast. So tap in with him, Undeniable Sound. He's in my bio. He's under every video in my YouTube. So Undeniable Sound, at Undeniable Sound. Make sure you tap in. Fly High Uzi. That's my guy.
Oh, that's cool. Does he work with other podcasters as well?
He can, but he mainly works for me because that's my business partner. So
Yeah.
and he's also an artist as well. So any show that I have, y'all probably done seen him on the flyers. So.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. And where are you from?
I'm from Dorchester, Boston, Mass. Dorchester, born and raised.
Grew up there. Yeah. Yeah.
I was born in Boston.
Yeah. Jenny was born in Boston too. Yeah.
Hey, Jenny, I knew you had a connection.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. How's the hip hop scene changed there over the years? I'm a little, I talk to a lot of hip hop artists from up here, but not really too many from Boston. I don't know what, at least not lately. Has the scene changed? Is it more competitive than it used to be?
I wouldn't say more competitive. I would say it's more on the map. We got more people that's taking their craft serious, that's actually going and dropping, not even weekly. Like, they'll drop every 2 days.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's just like, I wouldn't say it's more competition, more wise. I would say it's more people showing that they're hungry and they're showing that they basically got that talent in the city.
Yeah. Yeah, I was curious because one of the things that we talk about a lot on this show, it's really a recurring subject, is how the internet and how social media has changed everything and how it affects the music industry. And, hip hop artists tend to be very prolific. There's a lot of rhymes that most hip hop artists that I meet, they're constantly writing and they're always making new tracks. So it's now you have a delivery system with social media where you can have an idea, record something that day and get it out immediately. So, and to be able to promote something. Well, let me ask you this. So podcasts like Talk of the Town, what was your strategy in terms of promoting that? You're obviously successful with it. You've had some pretty big guests and you're getting a lot of traffic with it. And podcasting, there's a lot of competition. What's been your strategy to really put that out there and to have the success that you've had?
Being outside, literally being outside at every event that you could think of. Mm-hmm. Even if it's not my event, I make sure me and my brother Uzi, we be outside. We have the cameras. We do interviews with artists. Or we just do random interviews, just to catch some content. So
yeah,
it's being outside, showing support to others, and hopefully getting the support back. You know what I'm saying? Because that's one thing I will say. Out here, there is a lack of support, but we're fixing that. We're getting better with that. So. Yeah, I would just say being outside and just being present.
Yeah, you're out there putting the work in, that's for sure. And that's what it takes. Yeah, it's like, in the music industry, a lot of people get into it, whether it's as an artist or, or doing something else. And they think it's going to be easy. And they think if they put something out there that, people are just going to come to them. And it's really, you have to put the work in, you have to build. And that's exactly what you're doing. So, I commend you. Has the podcast changed over the 3 years? Has it kind of evolved? Is it, or has it kind of stayed the same in terms of what the original concept was?
Oh no, it definitely evolved. For my very first episode was with Trevor Holmes from out of Boston as well. So, it definitely evolved. You could tell the difference from there to now. You could see how I wasn't as confident back then. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really know if I really wanted to do this, but now you can tell, this is what I want to do. So it definitely has evolved with me, evolved with my personality, evolved with the content and the way I create the content, mm-hmm. And my different ideas. So at first it was just going to be a podcast, strictly a podcast, but now I'm literally covering all types of content that will, either make you laugh, make you sit down and think, or whatever the case may be. So.
Right. No, that's excellent. Is everything available online? Is the entire 3 years, if people want to go back and kind of go through the archive, is everything up and available?
Yep. You can go right on Talk of the Town 617 on YouTube and on IG. Go to my very first post and just scroll up.
Excellent.
You'll see the evolution.
Excellent. And I think, did we meet you through our friend Hope the Rapper? Is that how we met you?
Yes.
Now,
yes. That's my brother right there.
Yeah,
catch him performing August 23rd for my birthday bash with Charlie Clips.
Excellent.
Out here at K's. He will be hitting the stage. He shall Hope the Rapper.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, he's amazing. We love him. Has he been on? I assume he's been on the podcast.
Nah, he hasn't. He hasn't been on the episode yet. Surprisingly, he's been on about 80 of my showcases, but Never on the podcast. That's kind of crazy.
Oh, no
We
kidding.
got to make that happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised. Oh, something to look forward
And
to.
we got to get y'all up on the podcast too.
Absolutely. We would love it. Definitely. Count us in. Definitely. And when you talk about showcases, for some of our listeners will know what you mean, because we know that we have a lot of people in the music industry who listen to our show, but for people who don't know, what exactly is a showcase, and how is that different from a regular show?
So a showcase is basically, you can get, I like gathering artists, so I probably do about 10 to 15 artists on my lineups.
Wow.
Just to give everybody the opportunity, or whatever the case may be. So, you let them come up, whether they want to perform 7 minutes. I do two different things. It's either 7 minutes or 10 minutes. Just to, depending on the comfortability of whatever the case may be. And, they come up, they do their thing. So if you're an artist out there, if you make music, if you've never been on the stage, you never performed, or you always been looking to get on the stage, you always been looking to perform, let us know. We're actually about to start the tour. The Day Count of the South tour is starting September 27th out in Lowell at Smokehouse. So make sure y'all tap in. You got a lot of opportunity for a lot of artists. Podcasters, you trying to work, let's work. Anybody that's trying to work, let's just work.
And the tour, how many dates are on the tour?
I believe 10 for the first leg.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're basically we're booked from September up until November, late November. Then we'll take it December off, and then we're going to start the second leg of the tour in late January.
Oh, outstanding! Yeah, very cool. Very cool. Is that must be challenging to manage, right? A showcase where you've got that many artists on it. I mean, is it difficult to kind of keep everybody organized and make sure they get enough time and all that? Is that a challenge to pull that off?
Definitely, because people like showing up on Black people time. People like showing up late, and it's like we some people only got the venue from 8 to 12. Like sometimes we be having a venue till like 1 o'clock, and people like showing up at 10. And you gotta scrunch up 7 minutes to 10 minutes. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? And I host the show, so it's just like you over the time you get used to it. But when the first couple times you're gonna be like, geez,
yeah,
come on time a little bit early. You feel me? Like,
no, I can relate to that, because so I don't do it currently, but I used to promote a lot of shows, and sometimes we would have full bands, but we would have 4 or 5 bands in a night on a show. And if somebody was late, or if somebody, they got to the venue, what would happen a lot with bands is, part of the band would be there on time, but not everybody could be there on time. Maybe somebody was getting out of work late or whatever, which happens, and you just have to make the best of it. But it can be really stressful. So I can only imagine what it's like when you've got a showcase of that many different artists and trying to, do you have like a list? Like, do you try to map it out ahead of time, who's going to go on when, or does it kind of go by who shows up when, and then you just kind of slot them in the moment?
Neither. Actually, I go by off the vibe of the crowd.
Oh, okay.
Some artists have upbeat music. Some artists have R&B music. You don't want to put on an artist with like drill music and then put on an artist that's singing right after. You feel me? So it's like you just gotta. Me personally, I just go with the vibe of the crowd. I go with the vibe of the line, the vibe of the artist, and what type of music they make or whatever. Because I know when it comes to my playlist, like when I'm like listening to music, if I'm listening to rap, I like slowly transition into R&B. If I'm listening to R&B, I'm slowly transitioning into rap. So that's how I try to keep it for the lineups as well.
Oh, that makes sense. That's interesting. I like that approach. That's really cool. Now at these showcases, have you seen, are there specific artists who have participated in these showcases who then you've seen go on to be really successful, either locally or regionally, or any success stories that we should know about?
Yeah. Honestly, there's every artist that I would say been on my lineups or been on my lineups consistently that you would say been on my lineups more than like Hope. He's been on my lineup probably more than 20 times. I done did over, I think, almost 300 showcases now. I'm at like 287, I believe. So it's just like over the 3 years. So he been on a lot of them. So I think any person that I consistently put on my lineup, I know for sure is gonna take off, and I know for sure they mean business and they actually mean what they their work ethic,
right?
Their work craft. So they mean, some people don't, some artists don't understand that you got to put money behind yourself. You feel what I'm saying? Some artists don't understand. Some artists think that you just didn't get everything handed to them or whatever the case may be just because they know they're nice. No, it don't go like that. It's like a once in the blue moon that goes like that. You feel what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's basically where I'm at with it. Any artist that I put on my lineup consistently that shows me that they're serious about their work ethic and their work and their craft, then I know they're going to make it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, excellent, excellent. All right, so tell us again. Well, actually, two things. Let me ask you this first because I want to make sure our listeners know exactly where to find the podcast. So just remind everybody: is it YouTube the best place to go for it?
Yep, YouTube is the best place to go for the podcast. I want to see some funny reels. Go to our IG. Both is Talk of the Town 617.
Okay, cool. And tell us again about the show tonight because we want to make sure for people who are listening live that they know about it.
Yes, sir. So we got Vamp Life's own, Jim Jones' own, Boston's very own, Lord Jew coming to Brockton for the Lord Jew and Friends Part 2. We have a bunch of artists from all over coming in, performing. We actually have one artist that flew in this morning. So it's going to be crazy. Make sure y'all pull up. It's 20 at the door. Lord, you never disappoint. She's been going crazy. We just got off tour with her not too long ago, and she always shuts the stage down. She always brings the vibe, so you're not going to want to miss it. Lord, you and Friends, Part 2 at Sound Labs. Doors open at 9.
Very cool.
Brockton, Mass.
Excellent. Hey, by the way, are there a lot of venues to do what you do? Are there a lot of hip hop venues available these days, or has that changed? I know a lot of places have kind of come and gone, but what's the current state of that?
Nah, there is. There's a few. There's definitely a lot of venues that let you come in and do what you got to do.
Good.
But there's also a lot of venues that you just got to follow the guidelines.
Yeah.
You feel me? So that should be perfectly fine with people that just want to come in and build the establishment up and build the resume up when it comes to these showcases. So definitely there's a lot of venues and a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, that's good. That's good to hear. Very good. All right. Well, listen, Gizzy Hendrix, thank you so much for joining us. I'm sorry we didn't get to talk in person, but I'm sure we'll be able to make that happen in the future. Good luck with the show tonight. I'm sure it's going to go great. And the tour and the showcases, love what you're doing. And we will talk again soon, I'm sure.
Definitely. Hey, y'all both are invited August 23rd. I'm going to send you guys tickets. Make sure y'all pull up August 23rd, my birthday bash with Charlie Clips. Everybody that's listening, make sure y'all pull up. It's going to be a vibe. We outside. Once again, thank y'all again.